this video, we're going to go over how to do every single aspect of Undertaker's Remembrance. I'm going to take you from start to finish so you get every single reward that Undertaker has to offer. First up, when you load into the game, you need to head into this chapel area here, which is right next to the jar merchant. You're going to see the scholar and the Undertaker. You need to talk to them both in order to quote-unquote unlock them. After you do that, you will then be able to use Undertaker as a nightfarer and start the journey of getting her remembrance unlocked. Now, in order to unlock her first remembrance, you need to kill Tricephalos. After you do that, you can then go to where all the remembrances start here in this small journal, and you can start her very first remembrance. Now, I really enjoyed her first remembrance, and I've been enjoying Undertaker as a nightfarer in general, but once you start this first remembrance, you're going to appear right in front of Iron Menial. Go ahead and exhaust his dialogue, and he's going to attack you. You're then going to need to fight Iron Menial, who is very easy to take out, and then you're going to make your way around Round Table Hold in order to fight every single previous Nightfarer. Now, this can be a little bit of a challenge because you only have 3 Estus in order to defeat all of the Nightfarers, and they have access to most of their abilities, but in my opinion, I would save your ultimate for Guardian, as dealing with his shield is a huge pain in the butt, but if you use your ultimate, you can one-tap him absolutely no problem. Another important thing to note here is the fact that it will lead you exactly where you need to go. You're not going to be able to go out of any doors that have the gray fog over them, so it's very easy to figure out where you need to go in Round Table Hold. But just so you're aware, you're going to make your way all the way back until the area that you very first unlocked the Undertaker, right next to the jar merchant. In this area, you're going to fight Wilder. You're also going to fight Raider, as well as Iron Eye. One last bit of advice I'm going to give you here, and this was a mistake that I made, is right when you run out of the room Iron Menial is in, do not run past Executor, because he is going to follow you into the next room. These guys do not stop following you, so if you aggro too many of them, you are going to get absolutely swamped. However, once you defeat all the Nightfarers, you are then going to head into the next room, and you are going to hear a voice. It's going to say, please stop, and the Iron Menial is going to show up. You're going to need to exhaust all of his dialogue. You're then going to see some kind of a aura or magic on the wall, and this is going to be something you need to interact with. This is portions of the night, and I've tried to not interact with it, but I had to interact with it in order to complete the remembrance. So you want to interact and partake in the night, and then head back into the previous room where you fought Raider. Now, there is a small book here on a step stool. I interacted with it. I'm not 100% sure if this is what you're supposed to do, but I interacted with it, and then you run out to the courtyard in order to talk to the scholar. Exhaust all of his dialogue, and he will give you the leather monocle case. Now, you can exit the remembrance as there's nothing else to do, and once you leave, you will receive the leather monocle case relic, which is going to be Undertaker specific relic, providing your physical attacks boosted while assist effects from incantation is active for yourself, and extends your spell duration as well as your physical attack up +2. Now, when it comes to your second remembrance for Undertaker, all I needed to do was defeat another Night Lord, so I just very quickly defeated Tricephalos again, which activated this Part 5 remembrance, which will be Chapter 5, Undertaker's Second Remembrance. As you enter Round Table Hold, you're going to see Duchess sitting there. You can go ahead and talk to her and exhaust all of her dialogue. Once you do that, you will then be directed to go back to the room where you originally unlocked the Undertaker, as you can see here on your map. Once you make your way down there, you're going to offer a prayer and wait for the dialogue to play, at which point you will receive one more exclamation point on the map right back near Duchess. Head back into your previous room where you're going to find Iron Menial, and you can go ahead and exhaust all of his dialogue, and he's going to ask you to go and find the scholar. Now, you will receive a personal objective here for the new Shifting Earth, which honestly is a new map entirely, not just a Shifting Earth. So load that expedition up, any Night Lord will do, and you can hop on in. Now, once you get into your expedition, you're going to see a marker on the top top left of your map. That is the location of the scholar. However, he is a little bit tricky to get to, so once you get to that area, you're going to have to do a little bit of parkour in order to find him and exhaust all the dialogue that is there. Now you're going to make your way up these stairs here, and there's a giant crystal floating in the middle of the room. Jump over to that crystal, but be very careful as it's very easy to fall off. You want to make your way up to the rafters here and be careful because you can fall all the way to the bottom here, but once you're on the rafters, you're going to see a little hole in the wall on the left side. Make your way into that wall and follow the route, and there in the next room is going to be a crystal or chrysalis type of enclosure where the scholar is going to be located. You're going to want to interact with this crystal and exhaust all the dialogue there. Once you do that, you will be provided with the scholar's primal core, and your objective will be completed. Now, all you need to do is finish your expedition. Whether you win or lose does not matter, and then you can get into the next portion of the remembrance upon your return to Roundtable Hold. Now, once you get back to Roundtable Hold, you can check your map, and there's going to be an exclamation point where the scholar is located, because now you need to go talk to him and exhaust all the dialogue that he has. Make sure you talk to him multiple times, and he will give you the night-hued glass. After you continue to exhaust all of his dialogue, you receive the bundled paper, and then after that, your remembrance will be completed and you can exit. Upon your exit from your remembrance, you're going to receive the Undertaker's chalice for all of your hard work. Now, at this point, within all the remembrances, you're going to need to beat the balancers. This is one of the hardest boss fights that FromSoft has come up with so far, and is also a ton of fun once you get it down. However, once you do defeat the balancers, or happen to find randoms that actually do a really good job of playing as a team, kiting these guys around and destroying them, you will then be rewarded with the Will of the Balancer's relic. Now, once you return to Roundtable Hold from that expedition, you're going to be greeted by the scholar. He will say that the Dreglord now reveals himself, and you will be able to exhaust a little bit of his dialogue. Once you do that, you will have access to a few skins for the Undertaker by the mirror, and you will also be able to access the Dreglord in your expeditions. Now, I didn't realize this, but you don't actually need to kill the Dreglord for the Undertaker's remembrance. In fact, what you need to do is take out the night aspect. However, once you do take out the night aspect, you are going to be rewarded with a certain item called the Dismembered Finger. As you enter into the cutscene and go into the new Roundtable Hold at the end of your expedition after defeating Healstore, you then walk up to the corpse and drop the Dismembered Finger on the ground. Undertaker will say a few words here just to let you know that you have done this correctly. Then you'll trigger the ending like normal, and you'll receive the following remembrance rewards: the Chapter 7 Journal, the Remembrance Outfit, as well as the Glass Remembrance Necklace Relic. This is going to give you an Undertaker-only ability. Activating your Ultimate Art increases your attack power, successive attacks boost attack power, and Ultimate Art Auto Gauge +3. After you have done all these remembrances and gotten all these rewards, you no longer have any more storyline for Undertaker, and all of her remembrances will now be completed. But guys, that's going to be it for all of the Undertaker remembrances, everything you need to know, all the rewards you can get, as well as all the journal entries. If you enjoyed this type of content, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification on the way out. Stay tuned for all things nightreign and Lords of the Fallen and Souls-like. And until next time, guys, stay safe, enjoy the game, and I'll see you in the next one.